I have to go through some of the things, and then I will.
Okay.
Inshallah. You ready? Alhamdulillah.
Yes.
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. So my name is Muhammad Faisal. I'm the chief examiner, one of the chief examiner. There are new chief examiners coming in as well of Nafi. So you're doing your presentation for the topic is, let me open my notes. I did completed all of those things. Hold on. Do that. Why is it not showing? Okay. So you are the student of AI Ops, Laiba Jahangir, RQF Level 6, Diploma in AI Ops, right?
Sir.
Okay. All right. So today's interview is going to be very straightforward. I've given you the topic. This is one of the toughest topic that I've given to someone. It is about chaos engineering, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
the goal is like, this is a very important practice nowadays in today's organization. There's a lot of work being done on the chaos engineering parts for the applications and for the networks, so on and so forth. The academic operations team will review your results and everything. They're already compiling up, right? We are
Yes,
most
sir.
probably submitting the first batch for the diploma issuance this week or next week or something like that, right? So multiple people will be issued the diploma by EduQual. Hopefully, if you pass today's exam, you will be able to do so as well, inshallah, right? The interview is very straightforward. You have to present your presentation that you have developed, covering the topic that I issued you. Then it will be followed up by basically some Q&A. There will be altogether 25 questions that I'm going to ask you. If you can introduce yourself first, where you are from, what you do, how did you came to know about us, how did you start your journey, that will be very, very beneficial, please. Please.
Yes, sir.
Bismillah.
So my name is Laiba Jahangir. I'm student of Al-Nafi since 2021. First of all, I write the Al-Nafi's a very basic track, the IT professional one. Then I moved myself to the CAT, the career advancement track, and then I converted my this track into diploma, which is diploma in cloud cybersecurity, and then I updated my diploma into AI ops because I didn't have bachelor's degree. So that's why I want to pursue the bachelor's degree. And also, I'm a freelancer providing my services as a CSSP trainer.
Oh, you do CSSP training?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, that's good, mashallah. Okay, CSSP training. Okay,
Yes, sir. So today my presentation topic is about Git operations, platform engineering, chaos testing framework, and AI ops integration.
okay, Bismillah. Present. You can start now.
Yes, sir. So can you see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so here's the table of content. The GitOps, platform engineering, chaos engineering, and AI ops integration. Here is the overall GitOps workflow. I'm going to explain you each step one by one. First of all, we have users DevOps. The DevOps team write the infrastructure as a code, like everything infrastructure as a code. Instead of manually configuring the infrastructure, the team use the code to make their infrastructure declaratively, right? So they make the policies in a code, they make the network in a code, or the configuration as a code, the security as a code, right? Then the infrastructure is a code. The code which is written by DevOps team goes to the is stored in the Git repositories. Like we have popular Git-based open source tools. We have GitHub, we have GitLab, we have Bitbucket. So these all of the GitHub or GitLab are the version control system they have, right? So all of the code are stored in the Git repositories. They have version control system. Version control system is good for the auditability and reliability, the scalability. Then the code is move on to verify modifications. Once a new code or a commit is made, the code must be verified. The code must be verified. For this, we use tools like Jenkins, a popular CI/CD server, which is used for build, test, and deployment of the code. Then, after the modification, these code move on to CI/CD pipelines, the continuous integration and the continuous development pipelines. The tools we use is this for Circle CI, the Jenkins. So once a new code is pushed to the CI/CD pipelines, the CI/CD pipelines takes all of the necessary steps to make this code to integrate these codes. And then after integrating this code by the CI/CD pipelines, the CI/CD pipelines move this code into the Git operator. The Git operator, for example, Argo CD and Flux for Kubernetes container orchestrations or Kubernetes containerized based applications. For this, we use tools like Argo CD and Flux. This will Git operator plays a central role because Git operator verifies these changes, and then these changes will move on to the infrastructure, the live infrastructure. The infrastructure could be Kubernetes, the infrastructure could be AWS CloudFormation or Terraform. So this is the overall GitOps workflow. Like we have a user DevOps, we have teams, we have the team write the code in the infrastructure format. Then this code move on to this code is stored in the Git repositories. Then Git repositories then after Git repositories, if we want to make some changes into our infrastructure, we move this code into the CI/CD pipeline. Before going to CI/CD pipeline, the code must be verified. The code must be verified by the Jenkins server. Right? If the Jenkins server verifies the code, then these code move on to CI/CD pipelines. Then the CI/CD pipelines integrates the code's quality, the code's integrity, and then the codes move on to Git operator. Git operator ensures that the declarative infrastructure always synchronized with the live infrastructure. Next, we have platform engineering. So here is the overall workflow of platform engineering. In the platform engineering, for example, we have three teams. We have application development team, we have information security team, we have operations team. So the application development team use Circle CI tools for self-service pipelines. So what's the main crux of platform engineering? The main crux of platform engineering is that no one team can depend to another team to perform their task. Like application development team use the tools like Circle CI to build, test, and deploy their applications. The information security teams use monitoring tools or identity management. The role of the information security teams also to comply the policies in overall platform engineering. And then we have operations team. Operations team always infrastructure provisioning. Use for infrastructure provisioning. Operations team work of operations team is to provision the infrastructure, right? Like scaling the resources or scaling the containerized applications or containers or pods. Then we have platform. Platform is a centralized hub of self-services, where security, where we have auditability, where we have the automation. Automation is the main, like we can say, a main crux of platform engineering. Like automation, you can see there are so many tools which we can integrate into a platform to make our platform more automated and secure. Right. So the tools which we have is Circle CI. Circle CI is for self-service pipelines, which is highly tightly integrated with Git and GitOps. Right. And then we have infrastructure provisioning. In AWS, we do our infrastructure, like the configuration of our infrastructure. It could be web applications, or it could be load balancers, or web applications, firewalls, etc. That which we want to according to our platform needs. Then we have Kubernetes, the container platform. Kubernetes is used for containerized application, where we can manage, scale our applications. And then monitoring tools, the information security teams use monitoring tools like New Relic and Auth0 for identity management. New Relic have the capabilities to observe the real-time data or analytics and give us a dashboard or something like that to monitor our overall systems. And then we have identity management. Identity management have the key factors like multi-factor authentication, role-based access controls, and like that. So the operations teams work with the infrastructure provisioning, like for AWS, or it could be Google Cloud or any cloud providers. Information security team use monitoring tools like New Relic and Auth0, and application development team use self-service pipelines like CI/CD pipelines or Circle CI or Jenkins, and Kubernetes container orchestration platform. Next, we have chaos engineering. So this is the overall steps of the chaos engineering. First of all, in chaos engineering, first of all, what we do is to formulate the hypothesis, right? In our hypothesis, we just imagine our system architecture. We just know about our system architecture, and then now we imagine what type of attacks are to be performed, and what is the response of our systems. Right. So in this first step, we just formulate our hypothesis. We just know about our hypothesis. We just hypothesize that this may be our system's response after this attack. Next step, we experiment and design. Like in this step, we design our chaos. Chaos means like our a type of attack. So it could be CPU overload, it could be server crashes, or any kind of attack you want to perform on your system, right? So in this next step, we just design our experiment, like what kind of attack we want to perform on our system. Then we have chaos injection. This is a critical step. So what we do when doing the chaos injection, we performed a controlled experiment. Like the best practices is that we perform the chaos injection during the downtime or during the loop, like if we have e-commerce platform or something like that. So what we do is to formulate a chaos injection into peak hours, right, or into in the informed days, like informed maintenance days, in that way. So we do chaos injection in a controlled manner. Then after the chaos injection, we do system observation, like system engineers observe the chaos injection results before and after the chaos injection. Like what are the hypotheses? If the hypothesis they formed are correctly with the system observation or not, are met with system observations or not. After system observation, we analyze. There is a step of analysis of system behavior. Like we do the system behavior. Like system behavior means like if the system is able to, if your system is resilient to cope with this attack, or if your system degrade the attack gracefully, or something like that. In this step, we do analysis of system behavior. After that, the last step is learning and iteration. In this step, we learn from our chaos experiment. Like if our systems degrade gracefully, if our systems cope the attacks in a nice manner or something like that. So what we do is to learn from our chaos engineering, right? And then document all of these findings. If our hypothesis may fail. So what we do is to start this cycle again and make our system more resilient and implement the control obviously as well. Next slide, we have used data from chaos experiment to improve platform robustness and reduce downtime. So the downtime is really important in every business factors. Like if you're a business or if your websites or applications face downtime, so it will reduce the costs. Like it will escalate your cost, right? It will escalate your cost, your reputation may damage or something like that, right? So the data. So in this slide, I'm going to explain data collection. Like from the we use data. Like the data which we gather in the observation phase, and we analyze them. Now what we've gone is to data collection. We collect all of the data after the chaos experiment. Now what we do is to root cause analysis. we analyzed this data and found the root cause analysis, that what server or what system may fail, what system fails, and what hypothesis, and in which phase our system does not properly cope the attacks, right? After that, we have feedback loop into AI ops. So after the data collection and root cause analysis, what we do is to feedback loop. Continuously feedback loop increase the chances to make your system resilient. Like you run chaos testing again and again, so it will make your system more resilient to the sudden spikes or something like that. Then implement changes. After these, what we're going to do is to implement changes. Like, for example, we do a test on our load balancers, or we do test on our servers, and our servers become fail. Then what we do is to make make some more precautions, or make some steps to make our system, to make our servers more resilient. Then we have develop automated chaos testing framework integrated with AI ops for proactive incident management. Now integration with AI ops frameworks automation. If we merge both AI ops, AI operations with chaos testing, we will make our framework, or we will make a automation framework, right? So in this automation framework, we have data collection and monitoring phase. For data collection and monitoring phase, we use tools like Prometheus and Grafana, which will give you us a visualized
Can you just give me 1 minute? Can you just give me 1 minute? Which
Yes.
slide number is this? Because the slide I have, I only have 8 slides. Which slide number is this?
Sir, wait a second. Sir, I think it's my new presentation.
So you have given me an old presentation, which has 8 slides. And you
Sir,
have
this presentation, I was sent it 2 weeks ago.
Okay, I'm going to, Yusuf, I'm going to make the questions from this presentation that she is presenting, but you have to make sure that when you give me the presentation, it is the actual presentation that they're presenting, because then I have to write down the questions, right? Okay, continue. That's for me, that's not a problem, but I think, did you submitted this presentation to AOC? Academic or
No,
no?
sir, because I submitted this presentation 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Which one? The one I have, which only
Yes,
has
the one you
slides?
have. The one you
This is
have.
the one that you have.
The one that you have.
That was 2 weeks ago. But then you
Yeah, 2 weeks
something.
ago. Then I add these slides as well.
You should have informed us that this is the one that you're presenting.
Sorry, sir, it's my fault.
No, it's okay. I'm not going to do any deduction, but I'm just saying, like, because I have a lot of questions. The slides that you've shown me is already covered by some of the questions, but it's a new slide. That's why I was looking at it like, which is this slide?
So I thought that my old presentation was very short, so that's why I add more.
There is no short or long answer for anything. I mean, what we are trying to assess is like how much do you know the concept and what you can deliver while going for the interview, right?
Yes, sir.
So, and even if you change something, you have to inform us immediately that this is the one that I will be presenting. So the mistake
Okay.
is not from our part, the mistake is from your part, right?
Yes, sir, I know.
Sister, you have to be very careful. I'm
Yes,
going to
sir.
let you go this time, but if this happens again, for anyone who's listening, that will be a problem.
No, sir, I will take it, inshallah.
All right, continue. Just relax, continue as you're doing. You're doing a great job, mashallah. Okay, continue. Continue.
Yes. Yeah, so next we have data collection and monitoring. So when we integrate AI ops into the chaos testing framework, we use tools like Prometheus and Grafana. Like, these tools help us is to visualize all of the data, the key metrics, and something like that, right? Then we have incident prediction. After, if we integrate the AI ops with chaos testing, the AI ops helps us in incident prediction. Like, we predict the incidents before they happen. AI ops predict incidents by detecting the patterns, we build the AI models in that manner that if any deviations may happen or may occur, it will detect, it will give us an alert. Like in anomaly detection will come in our next slide as well. I will explain you this as well. But for now, I'm just telling you about the incident prediction. And then we have feedback loop, the continuous feedback loop. Continuous feedback will give us to make our system more resilient, to add and improve our system more resilient, to add in more controls and to make our system more secure. Then we have proactive incident management, early detection and resolution. AI Ops helps us in early detection and resolution of our model. They they analyze the historical and real-time data and detect the anomalies or any kind of deviation. Then it will what AI Ops do? AI Ops will detect the incident management. It will give you an alert, and then also we have an automated system, so it will automatically resolve the issues or the anomaly. Then we have continuous improvement. Again, like continuous improvement, we add more if we have any incident in our system, or if AI Ops blocks some incident before they will happen. So what we do is to continuous improvement. We add more controls. We in a case we have to change or we have to make our policy more strict. We have to add role-based access controls. We have to add multi-factor authentication, or for the servers and for the load balancing, we have to add more servers or more load balancing as well. Now, next we have AI Ops integration. So we leverage machine learning in AI algorithms to automate our operational tasks. So what AI Ops do in AI Ops, we have predictive maintenance. AI Ops use historical data and real-time data to make the organization, to make our organizations to take the best possible decisions or make decisions in a best way. Then we have anomaly detection and incident management. AI Ops help us in anomaly detection. We build a model. In the next slides, I will show you how we can build a model and by which factors we have. So in this, we have anomaly detection. AI Ops helps in anomaly detection. They detect anomaly as soon as they can, and then incident management. If we have an automated system, it will automatically cope with incident. And if we didn't have an automated system, so AI Ops will give you an alert to manage this incident as possible as we can. Then resource optimization and load balancing. AI Ops will, in AI Ops, by the help of AI Ops, what we will do is to optimize our resources and load balancing. Resource optimizations, like AI Ops tell us how many servers or how many load balancers should we have to implement in our system. And the load balance, what the load balancer do? Load balancer distribute the loads into the servers to make our system more stable, right? And then we have self-healing systems. Self-healing systems means like the automatically in the self-healing system, the system automatically heal yourself. Like if one server crash, it will automatically reroute the traffic to the another one, or if a load and like that. And then we have customer support automation. For the customer support automation, we use NLP, natural language processing. And natural language processing help us, like we have AI chatbots, we have virtual assistants, which make our system, which make our customer experience more smoothly. Like they answers everyday questions, and if in case they didn't able to answer the question, they will redirect the customer to the human agent. Here's a slide. We have enhanced predictive maintenance and anomaly detection through data-driven insights. So this in this model, we have some data sources, like we have KPIs, key performance indicators, like the CPU usage, memory consumptions, and network traffics. Then we have logs, the application logs, the application log, the system logs, which will give you the detailed information about the events which will happen on the systems or in the websites. So, and then we have SNMP, Simple Network Management Protocol. SNMP collects data from different devices like servers, switches, and routers. Then, after collecting this data, we integrate this data, we feed this data into the AI. Like we will make an AI model, and we will train the AI model to train for the normal behavior and what's abnormal or deviation in the system. Then detect anomalies. After building the model, we deploy this model into the live environment. In the live environment, they analyze the real-time data analytics, and if any anomalies or if any like deviation, they detect this model detect any anomaly or any deviation. So then it will generate an alert. After generating the alert it goes to the administrative team, or if we have the automated system, it will automatically goes to the automated system and will obviously write these or detect these anomalies and do the incident management steps. Then we have live detection of anomalies. This is the process, this is the continuous process of detection of anomalies. Like in the live environment, if you detect anomalies, you recover this anomaly as soon as you can. Then we have align AI ops initiatives with organizational goals for operational efficiency and resilience. In this, we have operational resiliency. Operational resilience means that this is, in the simple way, we can say operational resilience means this is the way how your organization can stay, like how your organizations can maintain their security or can maintain their stability, right? Then we have operational agility. Operational agility is the adopting a new challenges or adopting a new technologies as you can. Unlike a traditional model, the new changes or new technologies, adopting a new technologies are very difficult or maybe slow or like that. So operational agility is the way like you say, like the technology, like you adopt technology as soon as you can. Then you have operational intelligence. Operational intelligence means you can gather the data, like have a vast amount of data, you can analyze the data, you can then work on this data and to make the informed decisions and to make the better decisions. Then operational instrumentation. Operational instrumentation, in operational instrumentation, we have some tools, we have technologies, and we have softwares to monitor our system, to monitor our system, to make our systems more, to show our system performance, our CPUs, or the key performance indicators. Then operational security. In the operational security, what we do is to secure our system. It could be our assets, it could be customers' data, or like that. So what we do, we implement the encryptions, we implement firewalls to protect our organizations or our assets or our person's data. Then we have operational efficiency. Operational efficiency, in a simple way, we can say like operational efficiency, you deliver the best of the best in a low cost or in a low waste. If you want, what we do is to, if we add in AI ops, like if we add AI ops in our business, so we can reduce the costs, we can reduce the manual interventions, we make our system more secure. Like if we detect the anomalies, we can respond it as soon as we can. And then we have operational excellence. Operational excellence, you will have the edge, like you have the edge to make your system excellent. It could be our culture, it could be our reputational process, it could be your system, to make your system excellent and to make your operational more resilient and from attacks. Here's the last slide. We have the one, I have one of the case study, GitOps and chaos engineering at Shopify. So what Shopify? Shopify is a global e-commerce platform. They need to enhance
We can stop here now because the time has passed. Because
yes.
the presentation time is 15 minutes. I am going to ask you questions regarding the Shopify because I could, there's a lot of questions I have. I have to cover those questions. The presentation was good. It was spot on. You just have to calm down because you're just running quickly with the presentation. The other important thing is like always, the whole intent of having these presentations is to ensure that you are ready for the real job interview. So if you apply as a chaos engineer, which is a new field emerging nowadays in the DevOps side and the SysOps and the SecOps side, you have to be calm. You don't have to
Yes.
become chaos over there.
So, of course,
Where,
little bit nervous.
so you have to, yes, you have to be calm and composed because the chaos engineers are the ones who create chaos. So there should be
Yes,
no
sir.
chaos on their own faces. It should be within the system, right? So
Yes, sir.
there's a lot of potential of having the chaos engineering, and we're going to go through all of those things. Okay, so we are done with the presentation. The only downside is you should have told me that you updated the presentation, right?
Yes, sir.
And you lost 2 marks because of that. 2 marks, right? But I'm going to give it back to you because uh, because
I did
anyone
troubleshoot.
anyone can make that mistake. But let this be a lesson for everyone
Yes,
that
sir.
if you update your presentation, you have to inform us
Yes,
so
sir.
that when I come in, because when I come in, I read this presentation last night before coming over here, so that I can take notes, right? And there's only
Yes,
one interview I take in a given day, so I have to prepare myself, right?
yes, sir.
So anyway, so I'm not going to deduct those points for you. Otherwise, I would have deducted 2 to 5 marks to you.
So,
Okay,
yes, sir.
so no harm done. But again, make sure that you're paying attention. All right, so let's jump into the Q&A session. Again, calm down, compose, right? There's no rush. Um, okay, Bismillah. So it's going to be a series of questions. I'm going to ask you easier questions, then intermediate questions, advanced questions, and then expert level questions, right? So altogether, it's going to be 25 questions. Again, you have to be calm and composed. We're going to start slowly, and then we're going to jump on to the difficult ones.
Yes.
So what is the primary purpose of using Git and GitOps?
So the primary purpose is using to make your system auditable, repeatable, and we use version control. As I told you, we use version control to make our system more secure like that, or
So
to
the
make our
answer, yes,
operation.
the version control and everything. The short answer is, what is a
So to
single
make our
source of,
faster.
what is a single source of truth for Muslims?
Because all of the
I'm
configurations,
asking you a question. What is a
yes.
single source of truth for Muslims? What is a single source that we always
So
go back? It's Quran, right? It's a
yes, sir.
single source. So
Yes, sir.
GitOps and Git is a single source of truth for all the
Yes,
code that lives within the organization.
yes,
Just like for Muslims, the single source of truth is Quran,
yes,
right? And after that, it is Hadith. That is a single source that we always go back and refer to. In an organization, since you're a Muslim, I'm going to give you a Muslim example. In an organization, the single source of truth for all the code, infrastructure as a code and everything, is the Git and the GitOps. That's where everything lies, okay? For the
yes.
deployment pipelines and everything. That is the answer. You mentioned version control. Yes, but essentially the answer is like that. Name the 3 main engineering approaches discussed in your presentation alongside AI ops. What have you mentioned? Like 3 things you have mentioned.
The
That's
chaos
coming
engineering,
from your topic, yes, chaos engineering,
the platform engineering, and the
platform
GitOps
engineering,
engineering.
yes, and
GitOps engineering.
GitOps engineering. So these are easy questions. I'm going to
Yes,
build
sir.
up on that. So calm down. Have some water if you want to have that. Okay.
No stress.
Doing
Okay.
great. You're doing great, sister. Okay. You're doing great. Because this is very important. For me, women play a very important role in the society because I was very proud that you mentioned you're a CSSP trainer. I really would like to talk about that in the end. That's good. So we want to empower women so that they can become breadwinners of their house, right? And support
Yes.
their families and be excellent mothers. Okay, what does CICD stand for in the context of GitOps?
CI/CD stands for continuous integration and continuous deployment.
Good, good. Relax, relax. Okay. Slowly we're going to build up on that. This is coming from Shopify.
Yes.
So what percentage of improvement was achieved in deployment times in the Shopify case study that was identified?
The 40%.
40%, right? 40%. Now, how it happened, we're going to cover the tougher questions later on. Okay. So, what is the primary goal of platform engineering as per your presentation? Self-service capability. What is the primary goal?
The primary goal is to make your is to let everyone do their jobs instead of depending the other teams.
So, it is the primary goal is to support automated platform management and improve operational efficiency. By the way, this is something we are implementing in our company right now,
Yes.
right? So, this is something, there's a team dedicated for that. And perhaps we'll have a discussion in the end about some of the other things as well.
Yes.
What is the main purpose of chaos engineering? What is the main purpose of chaos engineering?
The main purpose of chaos engineering is to make your system resilient, to check your system resiliency, that how can you manage your system to make your system more resilient.
Excellent, excellent. Okay. Um, okay, so we covered all of that. Doing great, mashallah. Okay, how does platform engineering support AI ops implementation?
Platform engineering support AI ops. If we add the tools like CI/CD, we implement the tools like Neurotic for observability, and the AWS, we have AWS infrastructure provisioning. So platform engineering emphasizes all of these in
Okay.
terms of automation.
Yes, I mean, the answer is it is there by designing scalable architectures. You can scale them
Yes.
horizontally, vertically, whatever you want to do. Developing self-service capabilities. Just like Kubernetes, when there is more load, it expands. There's less load, it contracts. Similarly, and integrating monitoring tools for actionable insights. Right? That's something that you mentioned. Okay. All right. So explain the relationship between GitOps and IAC, infrastructure as a code. What's the relationship between them?
So the relation between this, that we write everything, the engineers write, the DevOps team writes everything in a code format, like the configuration, the security, the networks in a code format. This is our infrastructure as a code. Like we write everything in a declarative manner. Then after this, we move this code into the GitHubs to make our code more auditable, repeatable, immutable.
So yes, I mean the GitOps implementation practices. The GitOps basically implements IEC practices by managing infrastructure configuration through version control, enabling automated and consistent deployments. You want to have a consistent deployment every single time, right?
Yes.
That's what it does. Okay. All right. So this is a tough topic, by the way. This is a very tough topic. Of all the topics I've given, this is a tougher topic. The topics are getting tougher now, right?
Yes.
By January of 2025, the examination part will become more tougher because then you have to do labs as they relate to your projects. That's another
Yes.
thing coming up, right? Okay, so what role, do monitoring and observability tools play in the platform engineering? What role do they play?
So the monitoring and observability tools detect the analyze the real-time data, like the key performance indicators like the CPU usage and the memory consumptions and the network traffics. So they monitor that.
So they provide actionable insights for AI ops and help maintain platform health and performance, right? Exactly,
Yes.
CPU, all of those things that you mentioned. You have to be better with your words. Uh,
Yes.
Passing the interview for the jobs require you to be much more eloquent in terms of choosing your words very, very carefully. This is the most important skill that we try to inculcate within our students, right? Okay.
Yes.
So, and you must do Al Razak requirements because that is going to be help. That's going to significantly help you.
Yeah. Yes, sir. I'm starting my labs.
Okay, so start that. Okay, so question number 10. How does chaos engineering contributes to incident management in AI? How does, what does it do?
So after the chaos experiment, we observe the whole experiment data. We analyze the data, we observe the data, and then on the basis of this data, we implement the incident management. Implement incident management steps. Like we add more controls, or we have to add more strict policies. We have to update our policies to make our chaos framework.
Yeah. I mean, essentially what it does is basically by integrated and automated chaos testing frameworks, we are able to proactively monitor incident management and system improvement because we can see what will break down the system, right?
Yes.
Essentially. So, what are the key components of Shopify solution for enhancing reliability?
So the key component, so they test
Let
the
me show
GitHub.
them your presentation.
Yes,
Go ahead.
sir. So the key components, they use GitHub and along with the chaos engineering framework to make their system resilient
And
and to minimize downtime,
and Kubernetes automation.
Kubernetes automation orchestration.
Okay. All right. So, how does AI ops leverage machine learning for operational tasks?
So machine learning, AI ops leverages machine learning and AI to make the your system more automated, the scalable and reliable.
Okay.
They use historical data, and they use real-time data to analyze, and then they will predict you the better
So,
result.
essentially, what does machine learning really does? What does it look for? It's an algorithm that looks for what?
For feeding the tools for making the models. Sorry,
Yes,
sir, for
it is
making the
there
models.
like basically to automate the operations and
To
enhance
automate
predictive
it.
maintenance and anomaly detection, right? That's what it does. It tries to look for patterns. Okay.
Yes.
Uh, what is the significance of having a single source of truth in GitOps?
So the single source of truth allow us to make our code more immutable, to make our code immutable. Like if someone changes the code, they will detect it, they will didn't do this.
Okay, that's good. Good answer. So essentially, it ensures consistency,
Yes.
reliability, traceability, immutability,
Stability.
and deployment and configuration management throughout the organization. Okay. Um, Analyze how the integration of GitOps platform engineering and chaos engineering creates a comprehensive AI ops framework. How do you analyze that? I mean, if you
To
combine all of these things, what happens?
chaos engineering and AI ops.
So if you integrate GitOps, platform engineering, and chaos engineering, right, within the AI ops framework, what do you achieve?
So I achieve a more reliable, a more secureable, a more automated platform, which is secure, which is secure and automated. We can automate our tasks. We can make our system more scalable and reliable.
So essentially, yes, the integration combines automated infrastructure management, scalable platform design, and proactive testing to create a robust, efficient, and resilient infrastructure, right? That's what it does. Okay,
Yes.
how can organizations effectively measure the success of their AI ops implementation? This is very important. I mean, if someone asks you, across all these three engineering approaches, how do we measure like we have achieved something?
So after doing the chaos experiment, we define the gaps in our systems. So after and then what we do is to fill these gaps, like for the incident management, and put more controls in it. So what we do is to what we get a more resilient platform and a more automated platform and more secure platform.
So yes, I
And
mean,
obviously,
yes
process
and
planning
no.
is.
The measure for anything, the measures are KPIs, right? The matrices. Uh,
Keep
Through
indicator.
matrices like deployment speed, system resilience. You mentioned system resilience, yes. but then downtime reduction, operational efficiency gain, the cost reduction, all of these things, right? They matter. Okay, that's good. What challenges might organization face when implementing chaos engineering within the AI ops framework? What are the
So,
challenges we can potentially see?
so the challenges may include if they didn't configure chaos experiment properly. So it may be slow down your system, or it may be shut down your servers or something like that. If you didn't make your chaos experiment in a controlled manner.
Okay, yes. Challenges include managing control risk, ensuring proper test isolation, integrating chaos
Data
testing.
integrity.
I mean, this is like a bonus level question. Do you perform chaos engineering um, on the production systems or on a staging system?
No, no, sir, in a staging environment.
I mean, we should use both environments strategically, right? Start in the
Yes,
staging, but gradually move to production because otherwise we would never know what is happening.
yes,
Now,
sir.
this is something that we had an issue with, right? A real scenario. Uh, we have a service oriented architecture. There's a lots of services running from third party cloud providers, right? In the chaos engineering, a mistake was committed.
Oh.
They went in and they did testing of the consumption of the service uh, in the production. Uh, was that the right way to test out third party cloud services in production? Should we ever test that? If those
No,
services,
sir. I thought that the best way is to test first this same experiment in our system, then move on to the third party.
no, no, no. I mean, my question is like, should we ever test? Like, for example, AWS Cloud API, right? It's an API based service. As part of the chaos engineering, should we ever load test API service from AWS? Should we do
No,
that?
sir. I think no.
Why? Your answer is
Sir,
right. No.
third
And why?
party. So because it's the third party. So maybe
There is a bigger reason to that as well.
yes,
You have to
yeah.
get a
So
good.
also there's a penalties, obviously.
No, it's not the parent. So your answer is right. No, but here's the reason. So this is what our one of the operator did. The same person that you consulted with, right?
Oh yes,
What he did was he went in and he did the testing of one of the third-party cloud service to see how far that API-based service can go. And what ended up happening was we incurred more than $3,500 charge by testing that service. We should never test
yes,
third-party
sir.
API service because they're providing an API service. It will always work. That's what they're doing, right? But you
Yes,
should only test your own application. Do not test third-party services because those third-party cloud services are designed, right? And if you test them, that means you're consuming them at a much faster pace. That means you will incur the cost without even having any customers coming in.
yes, sir.
And that was like an incident that occurred multiple times. Once was him, the other time there was some other people, engineers. Sometimes, like we did that mistake, our own engineers, AWS was able to refund us back, but normally they don't,
Yes, sir.
right? So the answer is whenever you go for an interview and they ask you, you test third-party services, you say no.
Yes, sir. No.
If you have a like a big checkbook and
Then you can.
you want to just throw away the money, then by all means you can test those services. They've already tested their own services if it works or not. We should
Yes,
test our own application, right? Remember this. This is a
yes.
very important lesson learned. Okay, so let's go back to the questions we have. Okay. What role does data analytics play in connecting chaos engineering results with AI ops?
What's the role of data analytics?
Yes.
So data analytics plays a vital role because they monitor the key performance indicators, the CPU usage, like again the CPU usage, the memory consumptions, and the overall network traffic. So this will do that.
Okay. And how can organizations ensure that their GitOps practices align with their broader AI ops strategy? This is a very high level question. I mean, if someone asks you in the interview, how do you ensure that the GitOps practices that you are aligned with the broader AI ops strategy?
So as we integrated the tools, like the Git operators are the CI/CD pipelines. So, like in that way, we can align with the AI ops in a broader way.
Well, by implementing consistent automation, maintaining clear version control, and integrating
Yes, sir,
the
because these tools are
security
obviously
pipelines,
automated, all of these.
that's how you do it. Okay. All right. So if if I ask you design a framework for integrating machine learning algorithm into chaos engineering experiments while maintaining GitOps principles, how would you do that?
So, can you please repeat the question?
You are in the final stages of your interview, right? These are the expert level questions. Okay. You did very well in the easier, intermediate, advanced level questions. Very well. I'm sure that you will be able to do this as well. So if I ask you, Laiba, you have to design a framework for integrating machine learning and algorithms into chaos engineering experiments while maintaining GitOps principles, how would you go about doing that?
So by machine learning, obviously we have to train the models, and then if I build a model and then I send this model and deploy this model into the chaos engineering framework, so then I can do this with AI ops,
Yes,
like
it should
AI ops.
include ML-driven test scenarios, generation, automated failure,
Detection.
prediction,
This and
version
yes.
control, right? Good, good. Okay, evaluate the potential. If I have to ask you, evaluate the potential risks and benefits of implementing fully automated chaos experiments in a production environment managed through GitOps. What should we consider as the most important thing?
So what are the potential risks?
Yes, I mean, if I say you have to evaluate the potential risks and benefits of implementing fully automated chaos experiments in a production environment managed through GitOps, what is the most important safety considerations you have to take into consideration? I mean, what are the most important safety considerations?
The more important is our data, like we have to secure
No,
our data.
let me answer this. Like, whenever like you're from Koita, right?
Yes, sir.
So in Koita, there was a lot of terrorist attacks. They
Oh,
always
yes.
ask you about what? What was the blast radius, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
in IT, we also use the same terminology. You have to evaluate the potential risk blast radius. What is the blast radius? Blast radius containment. How are we going to contain it? Because sometimes when you go into production and testing this out, and if things go south, you need to know, okay, how far can I go? Do I have the authority of just striking down all the systems while the things are running in the middle of the day? I mean, what do I do, right?
Yes, sir.
The
We
blast
have to, the best practices is that we have to make multi-regions, like multi-region backups. And we have the code repositories backups as well, so that we can recover from
So
this.
essentially, you have to consider safety mechanisms, blast radius containment, and the balance between automation benefits and potential system risks. That is what you have to consider. That's the answer. Okay. All right. So you have to propose a strategy for scaling platform engineering practices across multiple teams while maintaining AI ops effectiveness. How would what are the key things you have to consider?
So the key things is the platform engineering is all about the automation. Automation is the main key for the platform engineering. So what we're going to do is to we have teams like application development team, operations team, and operation security team. So we will assign each team their task to make their tasks and to make the system more automated.
So essentially, it is includes standardization of platforms, automated governance, and clear integration points with existing AIOps system. Okay. All right.
Yes.
So only three questions left. How might organizations evolve their chaos engineering practices as their AIOps capabilities mature?
So, in my point of view, they have to run chaos testing continuously. Because if they run chaos testing continuously, they will define their gaps and the gap holes. If a new issues or a new availability may come into their system, so they will the chaos testing detect these as soon as they will.
I mean, the answer is like through increased automation, more complex scenario testing, and deeper integration with predictive analytics, right? That's what you have to do. But yes, I will give you half a point for that, what you mentioned, because it covers some of the answer. If you have to develop a methodology for measuring the ROI, return on investment, of implementing GitOps, platform engineering, and chaos engineering in an AIOps context, what would be the factors you will take into consideration? That this ROI, we implemented, all of these things, but if you do this, we have received our worth. The return on investment has been achieved by implementing chaos engineering. I mean, what is the single most important point that chaos engineering considers doing? Trying to reduce what?
To reduce downtime, to reduce our costs, unexpected costs.
Excellent, excellent. Okay, I'm going to give you full point for that. It's actually consider factors like reduced downtime costs, improved deployment efficiency, and enhanced system reliability. All of my students of AI ops, I think they need to use, so far that I've interviewed, they have to be careful with their words because, I mean, yes, it is my experience of 24 years in the industry that speaks like that, but obviously along the way you have to learn these things, right? So keep on reading, keep on doing the Al Razak labs, because in the Al Razak labs I've given you questions and answers for each of these scenarios. Okay, good job. Final question, and you're done for the interview. Okay, all right, relax, relax. You want to have some water or something? You can have that.
Okay.
Let me give me 1 minute. Okay, just now I
Yes.
have to clean up my
Yes.
sorry about that, I'm having a flu.
No, it's okay, sir.
Okay, so if you have to create a roadmap for organizations transitioning from traditional ops to an integrated AI ops approach, incorporating all three engineering practices, what would you do?
So I shift the traditional business slowly and gradually to the AI ops, like I implementing the AI ops tools and the GitHubs slowly and gradually to shift the to shift the traditional business to into the AI ops framework.
Good job. Okay. All right. So your interview is done. Would you like to know your score?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let me give me 1 minute. Let me compile the numbers. Okay. So, sister, you scored 22 marks in your presentation out of 25, which is very good. Um, what we are not looking for, what we're looking for is clarity in expressing, knowing what you're talking about, all of those things, right? In your Q&A, you scored 19 out of 20. These were tough questions. You were able to answer them in a very fluent fashion. Yes, the lingo could have been better because, like, but again, it you will develop that with experience as you move
And
forward.
yes, sir, this is my first ever interview.
Yes, this is very important for Al Razak. you go through the Al Razak program, because that assures you, if you complete all the requirements, it is our responsibility to get you on the job within 1 year. Otherwise, your money is back. Otherwise,
Yes.
pay back all of your money that you invested in us, right? It is very important you get those labs done as per the terms and conditions. Okay. You scored altogether 82%. Not bad. Pretty good, right? Altogether, combine the marks. I'm really happy and proud. Now um, tell me more about yourself. Okay, so you hail from Peshawar, from not from Peshawar, but similar,
Wait.
Quetta. Okay, are you a
Sir,
Pashtun?
I'm Pakhtun.
Okay, okay, that's good, mashallah. Some the same family as I am. Okay,
Yes, sir.
normally in Pashtun people they don't allow a woman to study, which is a big problem. So I'm really happy for you. So become an advocate in the community and tell everyone that everyone can do a lot of things by educating themselves, right? This will qualify you 360 credits after completing.
I didn't have bachelor's, so this is my bachelor's.
Yes. The other thing is just like we have started, we passed our Pearson phase one accreditation. Phase two is in the pipeline, most probably by February, March, that will be done. And after that, we have already started the process of off call, right? Off call
Yes,
is
sir.
a
You must
regulated authority, right? So we are already doing that right now. In the next 6 months, we will be off call certified as well. So that is something that we're doing. I'm really happy for you. Do you have any questions for me before I give you some recommendations?
no, sir.
Okay, so this is my recommendation, right? Any student of ours who completes his program, Diploma in Artificial Intelligence Operations, passes part one and part two exam that you did, and complete the Al Razak labs, right?
Yes.
They have option of working with us or working in other companies. So we are setting up a chaos engineering, as I said, we are working in that, right? In that area. I didn't went through the LLMs, what kind of AI ops, what kind of large learning model end up using. Is it Falcon? Is it uh, what is it? OpenAI? Is it like Mistral? There are so many models out there, right? I didn't went
Yes.
through all those other things because that was out of the scope, kind of, for this presentation. I mean, I could sit here and keep on asking you questions, but that is not the goal. The goal is to evaluate your knowledge and whatever the indicative content and the objectives of the diploma were. Have you achieved those? And I believe that you have completed and achieved those, right? So that's good for you. My recommendation to you is our manager of operations is going to contact you, Saira Kaleem, Sister Saira Kaleem. We are looking for people to be hired in chaos engineering practices, building up this new foundation. Perhaps you can work with them. All the things that you mentioned, we are implementing that. We are already
Okay.
ahead of many companies. So we are already doing all of those things. Perhaps you can bring up your knowledge and the wisdom that you have earned by going through our courses to participate with us as well, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
that's
Inshallah.
something that is going to be beneficial for you. Okay. I wish you the very best in your career. Now tell me about CSSP training. You are a CSSP trainer as well.
Yes,
What does that
sir.
mean?
Because I'm very interested in cybersecurity side. So that's why I'm CSSP trainer since 2022. After completing CSSP from you, then I started my services as a
So
CSSP trainer.
try to manage and do advocacy for online cybersecurity hygiene and stuff like that, specifically for women, right?
Yes, sir.
And for people like who are underserved, right? Because there's a big problem, cyber fraud, cyber crime, stuff like that, right?
Yes.
So people need to be fully aware about all those practices. Okay, that's great. So Jazakallah khair for your time. Uh, I wish you the very best in your career. Your things will be submitted. I'm not sure you will go in this trench that is about to be done, or the
Yes.
next week or the next week. But the academic operations will let you know. It will take us 2 to 3 months to get your diploma in your hand. May come
Okay.
early. Don't don't hold me accountable for the words that I just said right now. It depends on how things go smoothly with the EduQual submission, because once we submit, they might ask you questions, they might interview you, they might ask you, so on and so forth. We would like to acquire your testimonial once you are done with all of those things. You did saw this testimonial of Zara Qadri, right?
Yes,
So,
sir.
so if you can record something like that with much more light behind
Yes,
something,
sir. Yes, I will do.
so do that, inshallah. That is something that we request, because that will become part of your testimonial as well. Okay. So
Yes.
thank you, Jazakallah, for your time. And I hope
Yes,
you
yes,
the
sir.
best in this dunya and akhirah. Okay. Jazakallah khair.